Yes, 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 yes. What's happening?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with unbridled pleasure that I have the opportunity to welcome you to participate in an experience like nothing ever known in the history of the entire existence of this planet we so humbly call Earth. The show that touches on everything from money to wealth, mental illness to physical health, gratitude and self-esteem, the disillusioned American dream. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm inviting you to wake up with the Sam I Is Show with your host, Simeen.
Yes.
It's showtime.
Now, how do you cut that picture off is the question. I got like 8 seconds left to go. And I cracked my own self up. Hey, what's going on? What's happening, everybody? Hey, hello. How are you doing today? Welcome to the Sam Myers Show. I am Sameen. I'm the host of the Sam Myers Show, and I want to thank you for hanging out with me just a little bit. Just a little bit. I have been out of, I don't want to say out of shape with it, but I just was like, I could do it. I could do it. And I was recording, and I've been putting my podcast to go retroactively up on their own. So I had like 10 podcasts, and I put them to go like, okay, you go on this week, you go 2 on this week, you go 2. So I'm out of shape with the routine after all the work that I've done. And that just goes to just show, I don't know what that actually shows. It's just so life on life terms. And I'm Sameen, and it's the Sam Myers Show. I thank you for hanging out. I had some questions about, I want to talk about anxiety, but I had some questions before that about your new year. Like, what's popping with the New Year's? What are the workout looking like? How are those resolutions going? How are they going? It's February. I just turned 47. I'm feeling super. I'm so super thinking about 50. I'm envisioning me at 50 in such a sexy way that it absolutely doesn't make sense. So I'm like embracing when people are like, oh God, I'm getting older. I mean, I got gray in my beard. I'm like, yes. Gray hairs in the beard are fine. Gray hairs other places. Not so. It's just like, whether it's me or her, it's just like, just not sexy. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe I could find a new way to look at that. But for myself, keep it in the beard. I don't have any hair. I'm sure one's going to pop out of my eyebrows. I'm wondering if somebody's contacting me because I don't have audio. We're back to that. Nope. Okay, I got somebody saying they're happy to see me. I'm happy to be seen. Now I need to cut this off, though. I'm happy to be seen. I'm glad that everything is working. So a couple of months ago, and this is what I wanted to talk about, anxiety. And I've been fascinated with the idea of me as a Black man speaking about my own experience with anxiety. And there's no journals about it, right? There's no books. There's nothing written that I've found. I think a few people have spoken about it, but it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist in the world the way other things do. Like a Black man with anxiety, you would think, right? You would say, of course he does. But I suffer from anxiety. And anxiety is nothing other than creating a future in your mind. It's all in your mind. In the future that's not favorable. And it's worrying about something that actually hasn't happened. That's kind of crazy, right? But it's real. And I've been wondering, like, when did I first get anxiety? But then I could think back, and it hit me. I remember I'm from Harlem, and I remember being this kid going to the supermarket, and it was Red Apple was the supermarket back then, and having to leave out because there was so many people. And I got this feeling, and it felt like a heart attack. And I was young. I wasn't a kid, but although I would go shopping as a kid, like my daughter's age, I would already shopping cart list, hundreds of dollars, or food stamps, depending on what time of the year it was, or where our life was. And I would do the shopping. She can't do that. Maybe she could do the shopping probably. But I remember like having to leave because like my heart would burn and it just would be like, oh, my chest would burn, not my heart. My chest would burn and I would be nervous. I didn't know that. I didn't have panic attacks. I would have to leave to get air. And it didn't happen all the time. So it was never something that I went back home to talk to my mother about. Like, Mom, this is what happened. This keeps happening. This happens. This happens. It was occasionally. But some people never get that. But I can look at it today. And the running joke with me is that I'm always saying, oh, God, I have anxiety like an old woman. I have it that old women have anxiety. Like, oh, God, no. But I really experienced this level of anxiety. About 10, I guess it's longer than 10, 11 months ago, COVID really came to place. It's February 10th now. I had tickets to go to Paris for March. It was my birthday gift. February. I bought the tickets so that we could go March for my daughter's, is it spring break? Whatever break this is that's coming up in March. I'm not, don't ask me. I don't know. But we had the tickets for that. We had tickets to leave March 13th. Our flight was leaving from Newark at 11:55 p.m. Donald Trump, the ex-president. Yeah, that's kind of dope, right? The ex-president shut down incoming international flights to America for the 14th. Okay, well, we could still go. Now, I can't tell you how seriously I did not take COVID. I think it's clear. If I bought a ticket in February to leave in March, I wasn't taking it seriously. I can't say the world didn't take it seriously. I knew a few people, I thought they were just, you're doing the most. You're doing the most. You care too much. It's not that big of a deal. It's just like the flu. It's not like the flu. So the idea of going didn't happen. I didn't go because I was concerned about coming back with my family and there being, this is it, some young white man with a uniform on in control of me coming back in and saying that I need to step to the left and my daughter needs to go to the right. Right? That to me ended the idea of the trip completely. You, sir, go to the left, your daughter could go to the right. That's an impossibility. I'm not separating from my daughter. Yo, you're going to separate. Yeah, I mean, in my mind, and as we've seen in the last few months, where my mind could go on what could possibly happen, right? So we canceled the trip. At that point, it wasn't covered by anything. So $4,200 gone, right? Because I'm canceling the trip on my own. There's no reason for it to happen. So I had to eat that, which is okay, I guess. I would like it, but I didn't get it. So that's when things happened and got a little strange. I started to see March, April, May. So in May, even April, food, if you remember food, it became this thing where people were stocking up on this food like we were running out of food. We were never running out of food. That was never happening. That is something we created. Humans, not when I say we, I don't mean we. I mean humans created this idea that there was a shortage of food. There wasn't. There never was. Shortage of water because people were buying 15 gallons of it. For real, right? Or all the toilet paper. So it would seem like a shortage, but we started to behave in this way, like fight or flight, right? Started to get anxiety about what if we run out of food? What if we run out of all kinds of things? What if people want to start, what if it turns into this third world country where people kicking open our doors? I live on the first floor. Right here, this light over here is windows, full length windows. Have nothing to stop people from kicking it open. So that started to get a little bit nervous, right? So I'm like, yo, I think we need a gun. What problem is that going to solve? Calming me down. Now, my partner, she's a prosecutor. So, this is old behavior. So I talked to her. I'm like, babe, I think we need a gun. She's like, A gun? Really? I was like, yes. I mean, I think I'll feel safer for the house if we had a gun. She's like, okay. So this is my mind, my old behavior. I'm thinking, this is my thought plan, period. I'm going to ask her. She works in a court. She has police officers in her office. She would then talk to whoever, talk to him, tell him what her boyfriend wants. He would then tell her maybe a little note for me to meet him somewhere and me to drop some money off and get this bag from over here. And like, it was just that to me. She had an end with getting the gun, right? That's not what happened. So she says, okay, I'm looking it up online. Like, what are you looking up online? She's like, oh, you need to go to the precinct and get a gun permit. Check this out, dogs. I'm not going to a police precinct at all. Well, you have to go to them and tell them that you want a gun. And in my head, I swear to you, I'm like, who does that? Who does that? Apparently everybody, right? So I don't get one. I just leave it on. I'm tight at her. I'm so like this close to breaking up because it's just like, yo, you're doing everything to stop me from having what I want to have. Why is that? So that happens. I call my brother. My brother, his partner, is a police officer. Okay, yo, now I got to figure out how to talk to him about this on the phone without having it be anything over the top that, because in my world, my phone is tapped and so is his. So we can't say, yo, I'm interested in finding out about a gun. No, it's like, let me tell you this. And I'm talking to him on the phone. I'm like, yo, I tried to talk to Tasha about getting one of them things. Here she goes. She's telling me that I need to go to the police station. And he says, yo, I said the same thing to Mom. And she says the same exact thing to me. We both in agreed that they were on that BS. That's where we are. Like, yo, that's my point. It took me all the way until that. Yesterday, I got my fingerprint. I called the police precinct after January 6th. After I saw that, I need something, whether it's a rifle, whether it's a harpoon. I need something because they have gone. It's crazy. It's crazy the right word. Have they gone crazy? I don't know if they've gone crazy, but I didn't feel secure, right? I didn't feel insecure, but it just was like, if you got that, maybe. Then I would see like they had the flags and they're like anti-BLM. Like, I mean, I didn't really understand that there was an intent disapproval of Black Lives Mattering. Like, what on earth could you possibly be upset about those three words? And if they are upset, then you could only imagine, right? So I just looked at that and I saw what was happening. I saw what they've done. I saw what happened to them, which as of right now is nothing. Yeah, some arrest, it's nothing. Nothing. Like really, really. And when you start to see the levels of, and I know I'm going back a month, but that made an impact on me, showing me like really, not to be upset, but it showed me where I'm living right now. This is the world you live in. Deal with it. I think I'd feel a little bit easier dealing with it with some arms, just in case, right? You got one, why not, right? So I had to call the police precinct. Again, I have anxiety. In my head, I have some fantasy about me being some kind of gangster. I am not. I'm not tough. I'm not any of that. I'm not it. You know what I mean? It's not a game. It's you know, I'm not moist, but it's just like I'm not who I thought I was. It's just like, yo, don't call the police precinct. So I'm calling the police precinct and I'm like, yeah. I like to find out about a permit. And I'm actually nervous. In my brain, that phone call is hitting some light signal trigger that's going to have police come bum rush my house. I say, I'm looking to get a license for firearm. I'm like, so if it was in person, I would be like, so the woman's like, oh, okay, well, this is what you need. This is what I need. And she's like, you need to submit this form, this code, and you to this email address. She gives me the email address, and she gives me the code. I fill it out. I go. I didn't take the first appointment. My appointment was yesterday. I guess it was like over a month, about 3.5 weeks, right? Because I really did go and make the call after January 6th. It's enough. It is enough, and it's not. I don't know this America. It's just a reminder of what America is. Just in case anybody's going somewhere with that conversation about this is not the America I know. It's America I know. And now it's just gotten more blatant. And stop blaming old boy. It's in the fibers. It's like in the fabric of America. So let's stop pretending that, right? So I call, I get the information, I set up my date. Yesterday I'm going and I don't know where it is, right? So I put it in my GPS and I'm driving and I don't know. I'm like, oh, what's going on? The chest is filling up and the breath is getting short. I'm like, yo, you get anxious? I couldn't figure out if I was if I was feeling anxiety about driving somewhere I had no clue where I was going, which the GPS will tell you at the last second. Oh, make the third left. Make the third right. It's like, can you tell me exactly where to go? And it's like, recalculating. It's like, what? So all of that, not knowing. So I get there and really sitting there. I had to sign in. I do all the things. Easy as pie. I mean, they don't do the ink anymore, which the ink is so much easier. They keep wetting my fingers with some kind of chemical, and I'm doing like this because I was rubbing it on this glass screen or plastic screen, and they could finally get it. It took way longer than being fingerprinted with the carbon blue stuff, right? And when I'm leaving, I'm like, well, now what? They're gonna contact me, and I was thinking about life when I was driving home. I was like, what was that about? And I was like, yo, I felt anxiety. And I don't know why, right? I'm not clear why. I don't know if I thought they were going to be like, yeah, we got you now, which is not true. But there was something in that space. And I just was like, yo, I need a something. And so I when I got home, I started writing about it, which works for me. And that's when I started to think about how often do I feel this feeling? How often do I experience anxiety? And I started Googling it, and I went to YouTube. There's zero. I refuse to believe that I'm the only Black man that experiences anxiety. And I don't know if it's a condition. I don't know if it's traumatic. I don't know if it's from trauma, from being in like unsafe environments as a kid. I don't know. I mean, I could easily point it to that. Like, well, it was because my mother was a drug addict and it was, it was instability and it was maybe that makes logical sense. But maybe that's just something I suffer from. And so I was looking to be a part of the conversation about Black men experiencing anxiety. There's no conversation. And if there is, I think Shamian, I'm gonna ruin his name. The guy from one of those radio shows on Hot 97, if that's called that anymore. Power 105. You know what I'm talking about. The black bald-headed dude who used to work with Wendy Williams. He said something about it, but there has to be. I cannot be. I refuse to accept that I am the only Black man that feels anxiety with certain situations. And at the same time, there's still that space of keep it to yourself because it shows weakness. So is it that? Because it's a natural feel. It's natural to feel fear. I'll be clear. I'm scared of that. I'm scared. It'll be like, but I'm doing it, but I don't want to do that. I've been zipline. I've done some things that's like, this doesn't make sense. I'm probably going to die. Never die. I'm still here, right? So, but I am scared to do that. But I'll do it. I'll do it because I want to do the stuff and not let the fear stop me from living. But it's just that's the space that I've been in. Now, never mind. I didn't tell my daughter about this at all. My girlfriend, for whatever reason, which started a whole, having nothing to do with anxiety, a whole different conversation of, I told her, oh, look, I got the email that says that my file is now moving forward, right? And I'm talking to her. I said, my file is moving forward. She's like, oh, the stuff with the fingerprints? Yes. I got a 10-year-old right there. What? Why'd you get fingerprints? So I ignore it. She's like, oh, I thought the police precinct would have brought it up. They would have emailed. Who emailed you? I'm like, the place I just went. And it's like, Identigo. I'm like, Identigo. She's like, oh, I thought it would have been a police precinct. And I'm looking like, well, no, it's not. And then she continues. And I'm trying to give her that look like, so then my daughter gets in. Why are you getting fingerprints? Why the police? Why are you dealing with the police? So there, I'm thinking I didn't protect her from the idea that police are dangerous, right? Because in her questioning was, why are you going into police? Like what's wrong with the police? You know, and I could be like, oh no, what could be wrong with the police? She knows that over the last few months, the police haven't been a great safe space, period, right? This haven't been in many different instances. We don't watch the news, but I was watching the news heavy. And when I think that she's not listening, apparently she is. And like she pulled my card to the fact that she didn't like police officers because when I'm driving, the things I say about the police officers. Like I do have a space where it's like, oh boy. She's like, you always like, oh boy, you're always nervous. You're always angry with a police officer, no matter what. That's an old conversation that I didn't realize I was doing. Like when I acknowledged it, well, I was like, oh yeah. When I see a cop, it's always like, you know, I have reason. Or if I see the lights, I'm like, oh boy, here they come. Who are they going after? It's never like, oh my God, look, it's the police. They're here to protect and serve. That's never happened. So I wasn't responsible in not having that be in her space. So when I'm with my girlfriend, so my daughter's not happy. She's like, why do you need a gun? So I mean, she's like fingerprints. I'm like, yeah, you know, so and I'm like, I'm not gonna keep not lying or none of your business because she's really serious. Like, why is that happening in this world? You got fingerprints, police officers are involved. What is it? This is what's going on. Why? Why do you think you need that? What is gonna happen? Well, listen, this is what the situation is. It's legal, it's legit, people have it. It's not like I have it in a brown paper bag, I'll have it in a scanner, you won't be able to open it, it won't be dangerous, blah, blah, blah. She's a little off about it. She's not happy about it. But okay, she has not been happy about a lot of things that are like, okay. She goes in her room. I look over at my girlfriend. I'm like, for real? She's like, what? And she's playing some stupid game on her phone. Yo, I swear to you, I wanted to take, and she has an old iPhone 4. So it's like tiny. And I just wanted to snatch it and it's like, fling it against something. Like, for real? That's what we doing? She's like, what? I'm like, first of all, that wasn't her business. Well, I thought you opened it up for her. I said, what did I say that had you think that I wanted that to be discussed in front of her? Right? If you and I aren't having a conversation about including her in that, I don't want to have that. And I definitely don't need you to be the person to do it. Well, I just thought, did you think at all? And then she was indignant when she was asking questions. She was like, oh, well, the gun, my daughter says, well, the guns are harmful, they kill. She was like, oh, guns don't kill themselves. Guns don't kill people. People do this. You're talking to. And I'm like, right now I'm getting like tight, but I'm not. But I'm just like, yo, for real? That's what we doing right now? She says, oh, you're creating a boogeyman. You're creating a boogeyman. You know, you make yourself upset. So I'm like, she's making herself upset? You're causing an upset. You're not reading the signals. You're not reading the signs. You're not paying attention. Like, she's getting fearful, and I never mentioned it to her. I'm talking over her head in these esoteric statements to you. but you can't hear me directly because you're playing this stupid video game on your phone. What are you, 6? Yo, that she got it. And it wasn't, yeah, it was bad. It didn't get loud. I just was in disbelief. What's happening? What is actually happening? Why did that happen? Why did that happen? So now I got to be concerned about her talking about it in school. Now I got to be concerned. Yeah, and I can say don't talk about it in school. Then that makes it like it's something bad. Yo, for real? What? So then that comes back to like some of my beginning things. Like, well, what is the space of relationships, and when do you call it? When you tap out? That was a tap. But that's one of those things that just add to the tap out section. So like, so let's just slide the bead from the Incubus. Let's just slide it over. Let's see if the balance just weighs a little bit. Those little instances. It's like, why is that happening? Had no anxiety in having that conversation at all. I was in utter disbelief. And at the end, it all ends well. Right now it's done. But my questioning for today for myself has been in the world of when have I'm like in this burpee stage. I've been drinking water. Hold on. What am I doing? What am I committed to do about this? Is it nothing to be done? Do I just leave it? I have anxiety. Or is this something? I don't want any medication, right? I meditate, no medication, but I do believe in meditation. I meditate twice a day. More or less, I'm really great. Occasionally, these things pop up and I don't talk about it. I just experience it. I just experience like, oh, that's not comfortable. That's not comfortable. And I can have a day of discomfort, which is not sexy and is uncomfortable. So that's what I'm looking at right now. As of Monday, my goal is to lose like 16 pounds. I wrote it down. It's like a goal. And I've been working out every day. I've been waking up at 4:15 in the morning. No anxiety there. I get up at 4:15. My watch comes on. Beep, 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 whatever sound. It rings and it vibrates. So I get up, kind of. I swear to you, it is the worst thing I ever experienced in life. It's just like, God, why am I up right now? And my bed is so comfortable. And I had the heat, and it's just like nice. And when I said that the other day, I'm like, I literally said, but I'm so comfortable. Nobody asked me to do any of this, but I'm so comfortable. And then the idea of comfort food, comfortable life. I'm comfortable. I could order anything I want right now. I could order food, clothes, friends. You can order almost anything right now, right off my phone. Just about. It's comfortable. Comfort. And I was like, well, maybe you need to experience some discomfort. And so I get up. This is my third morning getting up I wake up at 4:15. By the time I get up, go to the bathroom, blah, 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 drink some water, it's about 4:25. And I got my mirror, which is over here, and my bike, which is right over there too. And I do the workout, right? I'm finished. I do a half an hour of this one and I do another one. So it's like an hour. And my daughter bought me, it's over there. She bought me a purple water bottle. 64 ounces of water. I've never drank that much water in my entire life. Never happened. For the last 3 days, I've been drinking this water. I drink more than half of it in that first hour of working out, just because it's like, oh, it's here and I'm drinking. My body is doing some stuff right now. Like, first of all, I'm going to the bathroom. That's clear. 1 and 2. It's just ridiculous what water is doing. And I'm confused. Like, is this how people live, right? Do people drink that much water? I mean, apparently they do. They sell a container and it has like muscles on it, and it tells me where I should be drinking about an hour, but I don't do it like that way because I have to drink it and I have to stop by 12 o'clock because I have to pick her up by 2, and I can't go to the bathroom because I can't get out of the car. So I have to be done with that, and then I pick it up again in the night. But the body is flowing in a way that is strange to me. So I'm looking it up on YouTube, which is my favorite answer to everything. Google and YouTube are connected, but YouTube shows you videos, right? I think Google owns YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. So that's one search engine, number two search engine. So I go to YouTube a lot because I like to see video. And it's this whole world of water. So I'm introduced to this new world of water. Late to the party, I'd imagine. But it's a thing, and it's so interesting that I've been missing out on it. So I tell my daughter, I'm like, babe, I love you so much. I really appreciate the container you bought me is really making a difference. I know. That was it. And she was she was done. I'm done. All right. Yeah. I was like, okay. Well, I thought it would be a moment of like, yeah, Dad, I really love. She's like, I know. I know you appreciate it. I know you need it. I know. And that was it. So I'm going to end right now. I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me a little bit. It's amazing how out of the routine I've gotten so quickly. It's just, it doesn't make sense. You see that little shining on the plastic? That painting right there is wrapped and it has plastic on it. And it's going to be shipped to Canada to a retrospective for my late wife. That's what that is. That's called Eve's Blue. And this other one right behind me. It's two. I don't know. You can tell. But anyway, that's what's going on behind me. That's what that little sparkle of light. I don't even know how to. That is light. That's a reflection of this light right here to my right. There's a light right here, and this is the sun from the window. All right. Anyway, I'm going to wrap. Thank y'all for hanging out with me, and I'm getting back in the flow. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for spending some time with me. Love, love, love your daughters. Don't forget that. Love, love, love your daughters. What's your routine looking like, though? That's what's happening. So I weigh 183 pounds. I want to get to 165. I don't know what that looks like. I might look like Samin cracking it up. Yo, he cracking it. But we're going to see. Because I still feel heavy and sluggish, so I don't know. I'm doing a couple of things right now, but that's one of the major things I'm working on right now is working out every day, getting up at 4:15. This is the third day. I like to say it got easier. Nope. I told my family last night, I said, I'm laying in that bed, and if somebody said, would you rather get up right now or I could harm some kittens? I was like, yo, I swear to you right now, I'm so tired. Those kittens will, there's so many kittens in the world. It's really, it's a painful hour, which is strange because when I get up at 3 a.m. to go to the bathroom, I'm like, to the bathroom. An hour later, getting up to go and be productive. Oh God. I mean, I swear I sit on the edge of the bed like somebody died. It's just like, oh God, why are you doing this? So, I mean, why you always doing something? You always got to do something. Why don't you just lay down? And the bed is like, come back to me. Don't leave me. Yeah, look at the pillow. I'm soft. And I get up and I do it anyway. So it's 3 days. 3 days. Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm going to do this for 90 days, right? That's what the game is. Up at 4:15. We'll see if it changes my attitude towards it. Right now, it's still like 4:15, 5:30. Maybe you break up the workout. Like already my mind is calculating, well, you could do a half an hour here, half an hour there. You really shouldn't work out for that much. You really, like all the what you shouldn't do's are coming up. Well, you really shouldn't drink that much water. It can't be something that's productive. Drinking that much water can't be productive. Working out for an hour a day, and never mind that I got on a bike last night, so that was the third workout. Oh no, you're doing too much. You're like an anorexic. Like all the thoughts that come up. But those thoughts never come up when I'm doing stuff like, oh, I'm just going to fry this. It never says like, oh, you shouldn't fry that. That's not going to be good for your cholesterol. Yeah, none of that comes up. But it's always like when I'm attempting something outside of the norm that's not so comfortable. So like comfort is I'm attacking comfort. Not so much. I tried the cold shower. I don't like it. It's just cold. It's cold and it's not comfortable. And I pay too much money, and I live in this country where hot water is available, and I haven't gotten my mind around the reason for not enjoying the heat of the water. on my body. I tried it. I tried it cold, lukewarm. It just doesn't. And maybe that's the point. It's not supposed to. Maybe you should just be ready. No, it's not. It's not comfortable, and that's a discomfort I'd rather not embrace. And that's it. That's just for me. Love, love, love your daughters. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. This is Samin. This is the Sam I Is Show. Take great care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace. What am I cutting off? Like I'm out of flow. What is it? Oh, I'm over here. Thank you for hanging out. Peace.